Let me tell you how it started. It starts with a question, maybe a moment that you can relate to. Have you ever looked at your life and thought, I thought I would be further along by now? I've had that moment. I had that moment when I was 28 years old. I looked at my 20s, I looked at the things I'd accomplished, my career going nowhere, and I thought, I'm supposed to be further. And I'm afraid of rejection. I'm afraid of failure. I'm afraid of looking stupid. I'm afraid of taking risks. I'm afraid of a lot of things. And that's part of why I'm stuck. And then one day, I took a long and terrifying walk to a stand up comedy class. I did it as a bucket list thing. I did it as a way to increase my courage. I love comedy. I had this dream that I might be a professional speaker, and I had a problem. I was terrified of public speaking. I would get horrible stage fright. I would get self conscious. My body would react. My voice would shake. My hands would shake. How am I going to achieve this dream if I'm afraid to stand in front of people? So I went to this comedy class. It was the longest walk of my life. I walked into that room and I thought, at least we're not going to do comedy. We're just going to talk about the theory of comedy and watch comedians and I don't know, have a lecture. I don't know what I thought was going to happen because the teacher said, "Oh, everybody take a few minutes, write something down because you're all getting on stage tonight." I got up there, I did my best, and something happened. I heard a laugh. I heard a laugh from an audience of people who didn't owe me anything, who didn't have to laugh. I wasn't good, I wasn't even particularly polished, but I had a connection. And they laughed, and that laugh changed my whole life. And what really changed my whole life was that I walked 15 feet from my seat to that stage to pretend to be a braver version of myself, to pretend to be something I aspired to be. And I found that we're all pretending. I mean, pretending is how it starts, pretending is how it continues, pretending is how you get to greatness. It's all pretending. If I hadn't walked that 15 feet, my life would not be the life that I have now. And I have proceeded to walk 15 feet over and over and over, doing stand up comedy, doing live storytelling, applying for a job to be a presenter in high schools talking about personal finance. What? I mean, the driest subject possible to the toughest audience imaginable. I pretended I knew what I was doing, and they responded. I could get them to engage. I could connect. And that was this greater even light bulb. You know, comedy was fun. I love humor. I love making people laugh. Storytelling is one of my favorite things. But above all of that is creating connection with other people in order to pass one idea along, one feeling along, one moment of inspiration that they might take and go out and improve their life. I mean, is there anything better? I have been a public speaker for a long time now, and my career has been obviously a masterclass in connecting with audiences of all kinds, learning how to speak, learning how to be confident, learning how to tell stories that get them to lean in, ask questions, go off script, engage, make them laugh, make them relate. I love public speaking. I love teaching public speaking, breaking it down into its geeky little secret elements, but also I just love connecting. And connecting is not doing all the talking. Connecting is learning how to listen. Connecting is learning how to see what they're not saying, how to judge their body language, their expressions, how to look for the things that they're thinking but might not say, learning how to be relevant to them, how to connect your experience to their experience, connect your vision to their vision, how to motivate them, how to find what motivates them. It's been one of the best things I've ever gotten to do in my professional life. I love teaching it. I love talking about it. I love speaking in front of audiences. I love getting them to talk to me. And at the heart of all of that is actually not a professional goal. It's a personal value of mine. Connection. A moment between two strangers when there is no real distance. We might be different in age, we might be different in background, we might be different in values, we might be different in ways I don't even know about. But by telling you my story, by showing you respect, by making you smile, by laughing at what you share back, by just making space to be totally present, to lift you up, to show you you're the hero of your own story, to show you that courage is not something that belongs to superheroes. It belongs to scared people who take action anyway. I believe the connection belongs in the closest relationships we have and in the work networks and colleagues that we have, because on those teams, in those moments, in those relationships we have, we are not alone. We are working together. And we are better together. We are braver together. We are more powerful, wiser, more effective. We are successful when we work together. I can help you move a little deeper into connection with the people who desperately need to see you not as a business entity, not as a grown up, not as a unapproachable leader, but to see you human to human, to see and trust your expertise, to see and be moved by your passion, and to know that they can come to you with their vulnerable selves and be met with empathy, be met with vulnerability in return, be met with a safe place to show up authentically. There's nothing better than being totally authentic with someone else and being totally accepted by them. That's connection. I could talk about this my whole life, but I wanted to start here and just say connection belongs in our work. It belongs in our relationships. It belongs in our relationship to ourself. So let's get into the beautiful, wonderful, meaningful work of connection.